What is it they say about the best laid plans? Well, assuming you had a plan to start with. It's time to start the freestyle build. I've been really kind of struggling with what I was going to do. I have been talking about doing a 5-string electric violin for a friend of mine. And I know what I want to do, but it's like smoke. It's like I can see it, I can't touch it. I can see it in my head. I just don't know exactly how to build what I have in mind. This is kind of the vibe I was going to go for, and I'm still going to do it. And I started another friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine. She's a improvisational loop-based musician, and it's a skill that I can't quite get my head wrapped around. It just blows me away when she does it. But she also plays ukulele, and we were talking. She said, you should build a baritone electric uke. And I thought, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll do that. And that was like going to be for later. But I'm gonna do it. I think that I already have an idea in my head about how to do that, and I'm gonna cut it out of a single piece of the ash. I don't know if it'll be this piece, but it's essentially going to be it's a neck through, but it's a whole instrument in one piece. There are a couple things I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna work, how I'm gonna do, because I've never done a ukulele before. So I found myself some plans for a baritone uke so I can at least get some measurements off of them. And I'm just going to design this thing on the fly. I'm going to design it on the wood I'm going to cut it out of. It's probably a bad idea. I probably should plan stuff out a little better. I probably should draw this stuff up on paper and figure out where everything's going to go. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just see what happens with the piece of wood and what it tells me to do. So let's find a hunk of wood and get started. This might take a second. So I got my center line placed, and I'm kind of working with that same idea that you probably saw, that real rough sketch on the just the blank itself. And I'm pretty happy with the design. It kind of took a turn, and then I realized I could sort of mirror the design language of my scratch build and make them a matching set, like you do. Want to see it? All right, so now the headstock's not set in stone, but it's gonna be something like that. I'll cut a little outside those lines. But I am really digging this. It's a 20-inch scale baritone. Neck joints at the 14th fret. And bridge will go there. So I'm not really sure why I shouldn't just cut it out, so I'm gonna. So I have my string lines drawn. I started with a design that I'm going to try to keep the idea of, but I just kind of, the first time I drew it out was not based on anything real. So I'm going to do 3 tuning machines across the top and 1 on the bottom. This is the first string, and let's just kind of pretend it's going to go there. So I'm putting that about an inch and an eighth apart. Inch and an eighth would be right there. Inch and an eighth, about right there. And again, they should all be on the top side of the string, I believe. And just to offset, we'll put the bottom one kind of between 1 and 2 on this side. Trying to keep something that's like my design language that I've been using for my headstocks. Let's see what we can come up with. And I'll triple check all these measurements before I do anything crazy. You know, and just that would kind of mirror the other end where the controls are. So maybe is that enough? Is there anything more schmancy? That's not bad. I mean, I could go and do the Art Deco-y thing that I've been doing. Anyway. Lets me know about where the end of the headstock should be. I'm gonna think about this a little bit. I'm wondering if this needs to be a little beefier, like just a little wider. Anyway, it's close. The idea is there. This is a prime example of the problem with Kent's processes. So when I was a kid, I used to like to make models, but I never had the patience to get to the level of extreme perfection finish that a couple of my friends did. And I never forget, I used to live in a little town called Chagrin Falls, Taggart's Hobby Shop. You made a good version of a model, it would get in their window. And I only got that once, and it was a motorcycle, a dirt bike, I think. But I just get carried away. It's like I want to get into the process. I want to get it done. I want to play with it. That was really the thing. I want to play with it. So I cut all this out because I was excited to see what the shape was going to look like, and I totally forgot that I really need a square edge to... I'm just going to drop a carbon fiber rod in the neck for some stability, since I really don't know what to expect from this wood. But yeah, I needed a square line. So, piece of the neck that I cut off, actually 2 pieces, a fence, clamped it down, a couple of blocks at the end, measure 5, 6, 7 times to make sure that this is dead center. So here we go. That's gonna work great. And I'm telling you, I know I said this before in other videos, that little Harbor Freight foot pedal on-off switch for doing this kind of stuff, perfect. I really can't imagine doing it the other way. I've always hated turning on a router with only one hand on it. This is great. Maybe I'm just a big old chicken, but I like these things. Yeah, perfect. There's another piece of the design language of this that I want to steal from my Swamp Monster Keef build, is the vibe of an acoustic by putting a quote-unquote sound hole that houses the pickup, and it just goes straight through the body. Why? I don't know. It's just kind of cool. I think 3 inches will be good. think. I'm trying to work out if I'm gonna make a pickup for this, have Mark design something, or buy a cigar box guitar pickup. So the plan is I'll bore a 3-inch hole there, and then I'm gonna route just a little recess on the inside, and there will be a copper ring. It'll recess down in. Recess? Inset? You know what I'm saying. So there you have it. Something that was a nebulous idea at best, now resembling an instrument in less than 10 hours. See you next time.